crossover boxing event ever. Live on the Zone pay-per-view, October 14th. Sign up at dazn.com.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV. Another proud dad moment tonight?
Yeah, you know, the W is the more important thing. You know, I know it was a scrappy affair. He wouldn't let Tommy box, but you couldn't expect him to do anything else because he had nothing else to do. But old, you know, he landed a few good straight punches, which the referee, I think, if he'd have done his job a bit better, it'd have been a better fight. You know, but he wasn't stopping him from holding. You know, it should have been, look, if you're going to keep holding and don't clean it up, I'm going to throw you out. You know, what can you do? The man's got you like that. Who's there ringside and I was screaming to the referee, come on, do something, man. But, you know, you're boxing on another man's show, aren't you? You know, but what I can say is, I know he's a sore loser and all that, but, you know, if he'd have got the nod and he'd have got the W, we wouldn't have been presenting ourselves like that. Even before the decision was announced, he'd come over his trainer. What did I do? Shook his hand. I said, it's a close thing, mate. If you get it, good luck to you. And if you know, that's the way I am. But I can give him props. You know, he's in there on the fighting men, but you know what? Don't spoil the night by being a spoil sport, you know, like a baby. You know, it's called being a man, innit? But listen, it is what it is, innit?
What did you think about the point being deducted?
I don't know what it was for. What was it for?
I actually don't know what it was for. Does anyone know here? I don't actually know what it was for. Round the back of the head.
Listen, back of the head. It was easy. The only target he was presenting was the back of his head. He had it down all the time. You know what I'm saying? He had it under his arm, over his shoulder. You know, it's hard to box people like that. And don't forget, Tommy's only a novice himself, isn't he, KUGAN? And he's got a lot of pressure on him, the kid, isn't he? You know, it's nothing but pressure because everybody's expecting to do this, that and the other, you know. But listen, fighting's an hard game. And when somebody wants to fight, it's a better fight. But you had one man that was trying to box properly and get his jab going, and every time he tried to get into distance, the other man was hopping around the ring, and he's hopping around the ring like a baby giraffe, wasn't he? You know, how can you get a jab on somebody like that when they don't want to engage? But what he did know, and he realised from the second round on, Tommy caught him, and he felt the power, and he thought, you know what, I'm just going to run the rounds down here, and that's what he did.
What do you want him to do next, if you could kind of have your say in what he does next? Because he's had these two pressure fights, high-profile fights, in the last 8 months against Jake Paul and now KSI, beaten both of them. But what do you want him to do now? Me, carry on doing what he's doing. It's good business sense. And what I can say, and what I'm going to say, is props to every man who boxed in that ring tonight. Because you know what? 50-50. Blood, snot and tears happened in that ring. And you know what? The crowd thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm telling you, this gives conventional boxing, well, a run for his money, doesn't it? And let's be honest with you, because nobody knows what's going to happen. You can't say for sure who's going to win, because this is a crazy business. But you know what? Crazy sells in 2023. But, you know, big up to all the boys, the undercard, girls and boys, they've done the best they could. Big up to the Zone TV, Wasserman, you know, the Sowland brothers. They're making it happen, aren't they? They're rocking it, man. Last one, John. Obviously, it's been quite an interesting week for yourself. I think we've seen parts of your body that we hadn't seen before as well this week as well. We've seen you in the cage. I mean, yeah, we found it entertaining anyway, but you're an emotional man and you're a passionate man, and it's your son at the end of the day. You know, when it's your kids, you know, if I was there with anybody else in the world apart from my sons, I'm probably the quietest man ever, but I get involved, you know, because it's an emotional thing when it's your children. If you're a father, that's what it is, isn't it, Del Boy? You all right, mate?
Oh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. But it's an emotional carry-on, isn't it? You know what it's like with kids, don't you?
We need John. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Listen, there's no harm in me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm trying to give the fans a bit of enjoyment, aren't I? You know, and that's what people pay to see. A bit of enjoyment. If it brings a smile and puts one on somebody's face, well, I've done a good job on it. Absolutely. Yeah. Have you got anything else you'd like to say, sir, before we finish? No, just thanks very much for the Zone. You know, Wasserman, the Sowland brothers. By the way, they're great boys to do business with. They're dead level, straight up. What it says on the tin, you get from these Sowland brothers, and I'm just privileged to be working with them. The Zone as well. The Zone, I'm going to apologise to my behaviour, you know, but listen, this is the fight game, baby. And bizarre, crazy stuff sells.
John Fury, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV and speak to you soon. Thank you very much.